Hello, Dealey, and welcome to Something Edible.
Kids come home from school, you know, and the first things out of their mouth isn't like, oh, Mom, oh, Dad, I missed you, you know, school was so long. It's usually, I'm hungry, what's for snack, what's for dinner, you know, that sort of thing. So, you know, kids come home, you gotta feed them. And one of the best things that I know as far as snacks go is to give them these cereal bars that my son actually found in one of his magazines. He comes to me with the recipe and says, hey, can we make this? And turns out that it's a real hit here. So what we're talking about is a snack mix, like those old trail mixes that you used to have as a kid that had the peanuts and the raisins and the M&Ms in them, you know, all that good stuff that made your trail mix a trail mix. And we're putting that into a cereal bar. And you can serve these cereal bars at snack or breakfast or whatever. They're really versatile. So I'm going to show you how to make these trail mix snack bars today. And we're going to begin by getting some stuff together for the microwave. 2 tablespoons of butter into a microwave safe container. This 2-cup one is actually a pretty good size. And then we're going to add a 1/2 cup of creamy peanut butter to that. And you could use crunchy here too, but we'll get to the peanuts proper here in a second. You'll see why I used creamy. So we've got our peanut butter and our butter, and now we're going to put this in the nuker, about 30 seconds or so. We're also going to add honey, but we're not going to do that yet because the honey kind of loses stuff as you microwave it. So, you know, we're going to add it last. So 30 seconds tops. I mean, I got a heck of a microwave, so, you know your microwave. If it takes a minute, it takes a minute. If it takes 15 seconds, it takes 15 seconds. We just want to make sure that everything is melted enough so that we can whisk in the honey and keep it smooth. So that honey we just added to this slurry. This is a 1/4 cup of honey. You can use raw honey if you like, or, you know, just plain old clover honey is good too. I'm going to whisk this and get it nice and smooth. Okay, now that that's together, I'm going to get, before I even add this, I'm going to get a pan together because this comes together really quick once you add the cereal. I've got like an 8-inch or a 9-inch square pan, and I've got this sling of parchment here. This is going to help you pull it in and out to cut into bars. In order to keep that in place, we're going to use a little bit of cooking spray. And so that's it, just an X of cooking spray on there. And then we press this back in. And it'll stay put now. And I'm going to take my scissors, and not because I just don't like to see the excess, I got a use for this little piece of parchment right here. We're going to save this. So with our parchment sling in, set this aside. Time to bring out the mixing bowl. And now, starting with 2 cups of crisp rice cereal, Rice Krispies, whatever you want to call them, we're also going to add our hot, sticky, peanut buttery mess. There we go. Normally, I would add salt to something like this, but there's salt in the peanut butter. There's going to be salt in the peanuts that we add. It doesn't need it. So stir this together, and once you start to get this coated, then we're going to add all the stuff that makes this trail mix. Okay, that's pretty good right there. So I'm going to add 1/3 cup of chopped cocktail peanuts. My kids especially like these because they don't get peanuts at school. I mean, that's pretty common now, and so you know, they come home, they're like craving peanut butter. So, you know, this is a good it's a good peanut butter delivery vehicle. And then we're going to also add a 1/3 cup of raisins to that. Don't like raisins? Use cranberries, whatever. This is just, you know, this is that traditional trail mix vibe going on here. All right, this is looking pretty good. Everything's nice and integrated, and we are ready to put it into the pan. Notice I didn't add the M&Ms yet. We'll get to that. So into this pan. Try not to really beat these up. I mean, those are Rice Krispies and they will get scrunched. So I'm pressing this down in here. And really, you can't do your best pressing until you've used that reserved piece of parchment that we've got here. You'll still get messy, but you know, it's better off than you would be. And also, not so much sticks to it, so you'll be able to really press this stuff where it needs to go. Just even it out. It doesn't have to be perfect. Trust me, the kids aren't going to care. They're just going to want to eat these. Okay, that's pretty good. Now, see how much stuck to there? That's good. So now we've got, I think, 2 tablespoons of mini M&Ms, and maybe a few more. Yeah, kids like M&Ms, what the hey. So we'll just sprinkle those on top. The nice thing about doing it this way is everybody sees the M&Ms and nobody complains about, you got more M&Ms than I did, so everybody sees them. We can press these down in here if you want to. It's pretty sticky though. You might be okay. So really, that's it. You don't really need to do anything else here except wait. I'm going to put a lid on these and we're going to stick them in the freezer to set up about 10-15 minutes or so. And I'm going to take these to the freezer for 15 minutes. If there's any room, there we go. 15. All right, it's been about 15 minutes, and I think we're going to check in the freezer to see if our stuff is set. So far, so good. Okay, now you're going to see the benefit of this sling right here if I did this right. There we go. So now you can use a pizza cutter or a big honking knife like what I got, and we can cut these into bars. And you're going to want to keep these in the fridge when you're done. I'm going to cut these, I think you could cut these in halvesies. I'm going to cut these into thirds because my kids got little mitts. There we go. And now we can just take this sling and they're back in there. So anytime we want one, we just go to the fridge and pull one out. I'm going to take one out now. So crunchy, peanut buttery, M&Ms, raisins, tastes just like trail mix. They're really good. And I know the kids are going to love these too. So if you want to make these trail mix cereal snack bars for your kids, you can log on to hdnews.net and get the recipe there. Or you can check out the details on my website, somethingedible.com. And if you have questions about snack bars or anything else, you can talk to me on Facebook or Twitter, or I've even got a few pins of these on Pinterest, so be sure to check those out too. Until next time, keep your kids fed. And yourself too. There's a good one.